Hello ladies, I'm Isabel and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about how to choose the right guy when you're online dating. Now, if you've seen the video I did prior to this one, you know I told you ladies how to set yourself up online, but now I want to let you know how to choose the right type of guy. Now, if you haven't seen that video, please watch it after this one because they do go hand in hand. Now, the first thing you want to make sure with any guy that you swipe right on, or whatever mechanism they have you do to approve of a guy online, you want to make sure you know his profession or business that he's doing, because this is something that you're going to need to know in the long run, and you don't want to be wasting your time. You ladies know with princess dating, I always tell you to go for the professional guy, the guy who has a successful business, the guy who can be Googled. That type of guy is going to let you know straight off the bat on his profile what he does, because he's proud of what he does. He feels accomplished by his career and his business, so he's going to let that be known about himself. Now, if he just has entrepreneur and nothing else, then you know that is a red flag. Even if a guy is an entrepreneur, he's most likely not going to say entrepreneur. He's going to let you know the most profitable business or the most passionate business that he has. So that is a clear indication. Another thing is that you will see maybe what university he went to, or something that shows you that this guy has accomplished something great in his life. And that type of guy is always going to let it be known, especially on a dating profile. So if you see my video prior to this one, you know the first thing I told you ladies to do was to care about your photos. But with the guy, it's not necessarily about what he looks like. You want to make sure that he has the foundation of providing, that he is accomplished in his career and business. You just want that to be known straight off the bat before you even look at the photos. Now, since we're talking about photos, let's get into the photos. You want to make sure his photos are recent. No old photos. We all know what the old pixel cameras look like. We all know this is clearly not a photo in 2022 or any of the 20s. That to me is a big red flag, because if he's using older photos, then you already know he doesn't look the way he used to look. He's probably a little more overweight. He's not confident in himself. That's the reason why he's using old photos. So be mindful that his photos are recent. And not only are they recent, there's certain types of photos. So say the man is a doctor. He's probably going to show something in his scrubs. Men do this for some strange reason. They want you to see exactly what they're doing. Or say he's at dinner. You're going to see that he's at a nice restaurant behind him, and that's the photo that he has. You want to see that maybe he likes to travel. So he's, somewhere in like Paris or somewhere where he's taking a photo next to a monument or something like that, just to show that he travels. You want to see him looking pretty well put together. Now, I don't like pretty boys, but you just want him to have a clean kind of look. You want him to look like he's not trying too hard to look good, but he looks good. Those type of photos is how you can easily identify a well put together man, a mature man. Say if he has a watch, it's not a requirement that he has a watch, but if he has a nice watch, that is a way to show that he actually is the type of guy you probably want to get to know. So you just want to make sure like the photos look like he's the type of guy that's going to want to take you out to nice places, and that he's going to want to give you a really nice experience. And men tend to not take photos by themselves a lot, so you want to make sure he doesn't have every single photo with somebody. Now, some guys will just try to cut off the person and just show himself. Hey, he's trying. You don't really want a guy who's taking a bunch of selfies or shirtless selfies. That's a big no-no. You want the guy who's chill, laid back, probably too busy to meet you in person and just seeing his options online. That's the type of guy I recommend you swiping right for. Another thing I want you ladies to be mindful of is making sure his bio doesn't have all his dislikes and all of his political views and just really weird things on it, because men sometimes are super gross and super weird and put weird, gross things in their profile. Like he may say he's polyamorous, or he has a girlfriend and he's in an open relationship and things like that. Now, no shade to those type of people, but if you're princess dating like we all are here, then you're going to want a guy who's just looking for a woman and it's just you two. There's no extra people involved, and that you can really connect with. So if he's saying stuff like, oh, I'm just casually dating, or he's so political in the post. I know some guys are like, no trumpets, or, you know, jab or no jab, like too many things that are not that important, but in his profile, then stay away from that guy. Even if everything else that I said is present, but you don't want to be caught up with a guy who's just so outspoken about that, and that's probably going to be something that he talks about a lot. And if you're not into that, which I don't think most women are, you're not going to want to be sitting through dinner listening to this guy's political views and all of this other stuff, because that's not going to be a fun experience and worth your time. So just be mindful. In his bio, he just says what he does and just says something random, just not too deep into any of that political or weird type of conversation. If you want to meet the right type of guy, he's always going to message you first. He understands his role in the masculine position, and he's going to want you to stay in your feminine position. So you need to sit back and allow him to write to you first. Now, this first interaction should be a compliment or something sweet about your day. And if you use any of my tips and tricks on your profile, then maybe he brings up something on your profile, and that is going to be a nice way for him to introduce himself. Now, if he starts off with some awkward joke and something like he's poking fun with you, then no, that is not the type of guy that you should be interested in, because that's only the beginning. If he's doing that now, imagine down the line when you guys are together, what kind of jokes he's going to be making. So no awkward jokes. If he does that, I would just say no and move on. So you ladies know I also don't recommend talking to the guy for more than 3 days without him setting up a date to see you. Now, if this guy, knowing that you're close by or not close by, or just knowing more details about the geographical location that you're in and feel comfortable being in, then he should be making the date. He should be setting that up with you and trying to see you whenever it is that he's available and that you are available. So if he's not doing that within 3 days, let him go. He's not serious in seeing you, and he's probably just interested in a pen pal. And the final thing is that he's willing to come to you. You don't want to be traveling far to anybody. You don't want to meet him halfway. You want him to come to where you're at and where you feel comfortable. Going outside to go meet him puts you on this even playing field where you're no longer masculine or feminine. You're just kind of neutral. And you don't want to lose the masculine feminine role when dating, because those positions actually set you up for a better date and in the long run, a great relationship. So allow him to come to you. He doesn't have to pick you up at your house or anything like that. Maybe you go to dinner in your neighborhood or somewhere you feel comfortable being at. So you never want to just go to his neck of the woods and be on his playing field. That is making you be more in your masculine, and that's something you want to avoid because you don't want him reverting into his feminine. All right, ladies, I hope these tips and tricks helped you when you're deciding who the right guy is online. I know it could be very difficult, but I have also seen women find great men online and actually marry them. So if you do need some one-on-one coaching, I would be happy to help you. I've helped hundreds of women and men get exactly what it is they deserve and desire out of life. So I would love to help you do that in your life. I've left my email down below so you can just reach out to me directly. And also, if you'd be so kind to help me, please give this video a thumbs up. I love making these type of videos, and the more thumbs up I get, the more people YouTube will put my video in front of. So if you want to leave me a comment, I always love answering any questions anybody has in the comments. So please leave me one. Also, subscribe to my channel. I love making these types of videos and our little goddess check-ins. All right, I'll see you in the next video.